Please remain standing. We will now have the presentation of the colors and the national anthem. The colors will be presented by the Joint Service Color Guard of the University of Memphis, United States Army, Naval, and Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps. The national anthem today will be sung by baritone Jason Christopher Ashofen. Jason was born in Bryan, Ohio. He received a BA in voice performance and studio performance from Bowling Green State University. He has performed roles with our university opera department and has been a soloist with the Memphis Symphony Orchestra and chorus. Jason is receiving his master's degree in vocal performance today. Please be seated. Good afternoon. I'm David Rudd, the University Provost. Let me welcome you to the spring convocation of the 102nd commencement of the University of Memphis. We are extremely proud of our graduating class. Today, we will award a total of 2,512 degrees from the 11 schools and colleges that comprise the university. We will recognize 864 of our graduates in this session. Earlier, we recognized our other graduates in 3 of the colleges and 1 of our schools. This brings the total number of degrees awarded from the University of Memphis since 1912 to a remarkable 161,510. Thank you. I agree. That is a remarkable accomplishment for the University of Memphis. At this time, I would like to introduce some special members of the platform party who are participating in today's ceremony. Please stand as you are introduced. Dr. Sylverna Ford, Dean of University Libraries. Ms. Linda Bonin, Vice President for Communications, Public Relations, and Marketing. Mr. David Zettergren, Vice President for Business and Finance. Ms. Ellen Watson, Vice President for Technology and Chief Information Officer. Dr. Rosie Phillips Bingham, Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Reginald Green, President of the Faculty Senate. Dr. Dan Lattimore, Vice Provost for Extended Programs and Dean of University College. Dr. Richard R. Ranta, Dean, College of Communication and Fine Arts. Dr. Thomas Neenan, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Ricky Kirby, President of the Student Government Association. Ricky is a junior majoring in marketing and is just starting a second term as the President of the Student Government Association. Ricky, please join us.
Good afternoon and congratulations, graduates. A few nights ago, I was watching a television show and a quote really stuck out to me that I just had to share with you today. It's, "We only tell ourselves that things are complicated when we're just scared." I began to think about many of you graduating today and how scary it can be to have to leave this part of your life for something completely foreign. Today of all days will be one of the happiest moments in your life, but along with it being one of the happiest, it can also be one of the scariest. There are many of you that don't know what your next steps are or even how you're going to take them, and that's okay. It can be so natural to see something that you have to face and look at it as too hard or too complicated. And you think, I can't possibly get through this. And you're constantly telling yourself that things are just too complicated. But they really aren't. That's just the part of you that is just scared. And each of you should know that if you can make it here today, nothing is impossible and you are able to conquer any obstacle. As you leave here today, leave without fear. And have a vengeance to not let fear rob you of anything else that is or should be yours. Never again should you let fear be the deciding factor of what you are able to accomplish. So whether you're starting a new job, continuing in a current one, pursuing your master's, or just taking some time off, remind yourself that you are a dreamer, a thinker, and a doer, and never forget that you're a Memphis Tiger, and Memphis Tigers never give up and always give back. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Ricky, for those thoughtful comments. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the current president of the University of Memphis, Mr. R. Brad Martin.
Thank you, Dr. Rudd. Isn't this special? This is really, really a special afternoon. Let me first ask each of you to join with me in expressing your congratulations and best wishes to Dr. Rudd, who, as of next Friday, will become the 12th president of the University of Memphis, and I am certain a great one. Will you join with me in congratulating Dr. Rudd? Godspeed. And while we celebrate the graduation, as Dr. Rudd indicated, of 800 very special people here today, we have another graduation in our midst. One of our colleagues who has served with distinction on this university's team as its counsel, as its chief of staff for more than a decade, Sherry Lippman, has embodied the values that we prize at the University of Memphis. She starts her role next week as U.S. District Judge in the Memphis area. Will you express your appreciation and admiration for the service and Godspeed to Sherry Lippman? Well, you're in for a treat with our guest speaker today. Marvin Ellison is a graduate of the University of Memphis, certainly one of our most distinguished, and you'll hear a bit more about that in his remarks, I would expect. He is one of the senior executives, one of the key leaders of the Home Depot Corporation, one of America's finest, most successful companies, where Marvin leads their store operations and a host of other important aspects, where they've built a great company and a great culture, and he has been a huge part of that success. He serves on the board of directors of FedEx Corporation, H&R Block, is involved in a host of philanthropic and community activities in his community of Atlanta, where he resides today, many of which are focused on the inner city and educational opportunities for disadvantaged kids. Marvin, as I indicated, holds a bachelor's from the University of Memphis, an MBA from Emory University. He is here with his family, who you will hear more about today. His son will be joining the University of Memphis family as a freshman this August. Will you give a welcome back to Memphis? Great round of applause for Mr. Marvin Ellison.
Thank you, President Martin, for that wonderful introduction. And could you join me, Memphis Tigers, in giving a big thank you and congratulations to President Martin for his great stewardship and leadership in his role as interim president. Let's give him a big hand. I also would like to congratulate Dr. Rudd. We're excited about his appointment, and we know he's going to bring steady leadership for the future of this great university. And graduates, congratulations on what will be one of the proudest days of your life. And graduates, I'm a huge believer of planning and preparation. And as I read it myself for this very important address, I researched and read some of the greatest speeches of all times for inspiration. I read some of the words of Susan B. Anthony as she fought for women's suffrage on the steps of the courthouse in Rochester, New York. I read Winston Churchill's passionate and prophetic first address to the House of Commons when he readied his countrymen for the war they were embarking on. I reread the Gettysburg Address to better understand the brilliance of Lincoln's communication style. And I read a speech that occurred less than 8 miles down the road from here, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. told the world about a very simple yet elusive dream that he had. And the greatness of these speeches inspired me and allowed me to get my mindset on the purpose of today. But graduates, as I read those speeches, I realized that regardless of the era that they were given, they had one thing in common. They were all short. And so I cannot promise you a legendary speech, but I can promise you that I'm going to be brief. Is that okay? So let me discuss 2 main points of my address, but before I get there, I want to just share why today is very special to me. As Brad mentioned, 25 years ago, I graduated from this same university. Back then, we called it Memphis State University. And graduates, just between you and me, when I sat in your seat 25 years ago, I can't remember one single thing anybody said in that commencement address. Not one. But I do remember that each individual on the podium had a great background. They were very impressive, and they were eloquent. My mind was simply preoccupied. As I sat in your seat, rather than listening intently, I sat there with a high level of anxiety, wondering what my life would be like. More pressing, I sat there and I was thinking, would I get a good job? Was I truly prepared to make it on my own? Would I achieve my goals in life? Would I make my parents proud, because they deserve that? I also wondered what would happen to that very cute girl that I'd met in the library 2 years prior. And you can see my priorities were right in line for a graduate. Those thoughts, and not the commencement address, preoccupied my mind that day. But graduates, as I replay the last quarter century from that commencement address and event until today, I think about the blessed life that I live, and I'm very grateful. You see, I live the life of my dreams. I travel all around the world. I'm responsible for the careers of tens of thousands of wonderful men and women. I interact with the titans of business in Wall Street. I've met the president a couple of times, even dined at the White House. and that's pretty cool. My wife and I are blessed that we can provide our parents with all the things that they want and need. I have two wonderful children. Brad mentioned that Donovan will be joining the University of Memphis in the fall, and Gabrielle is here also, so we're proud of both. But most importantly, that cute girl I mentioned, her name is Sharon. She graduated from the University of Memphis in 1991, and we will be celebrating our 23rd wedding anniversary this October. And for all you students out there that are still pursuing your education, we met in the library. So you can meet great girls in the library, guys. Trust me. So, besides God's favor, what has allowed me to live this wonderful life? I'm going to share with you two very simple principles taught to me by my father, Avery T. Ellison, who is in attendance today, so I'm pleased to have him here, and reinforced to me during my years at this wonderful university. The first principle is one of effort. Graduates, I wake up every day willing to give more effort than the person working next to me. So let me take you back to physics class for a second. I'm going to give you two numbers, the numbers 211 and 212. Let's go to degrees, 211 degrees versus 212 degrees. At 211 degrees, water becomes very hot. But at 212 degrees, water boils, it creates steam, and steam can power a locomotive. We're just talking about 1 degree difference. So here's my question to you graduates. How much more can you achieve in your life today and in the future by giving just 1 extra degree of effort in everything you do? Just 1 extra degree. So let me tell you a quick story of when I did not live that lesson that had been taught to me. My first salary job out of college was a glorified security manager of a retail store. It wasn't what my degree was in. It was not the job I wanted, but we were in a recession, so I took the best available job that I could find, and you have to remember, I'd met that cute girl, so I wanted to stay close to Memphis. In my mind, graduates, I rationalized that because this was not my dream job, I didn't have to give great effort every day when I came to work. So I became very content at being average. I came in every day and I did the minimum required, no more and no less. And 6 months into this routine, we had our first staff meeting. And I remember vividly, my boss gathered my peers and I in this impressive conference room, and we discussed all of the business issues, initiatives, and strategies for our department. As my boss solicited input from the team, I came to the quick realization that I knew less than anybody in that room. And I was embarrassed. And I sat there hoping that no one would call on me with a specific question because I knew I was unprepared to answer it because I had not given necessary effort up to that point. So graduates, I'll never forget, I sat there that day and I said a silent prayer. I said, Lord, if you let me get out of this meeting without being embarrassed or exposed as a phony, I'll commit to you that I'll place extreme effort in everything that I do. And God answered my prayer. I escaped that meeting without being embarrassed. But when I returned to work, I put that philosophy of 1 degree of effort into place. I simply read and researched, and I got as much detail as I could on the retail business. Every data point, every research paper I could get my hands on. And a funny thing happened. I got good at my job, and I became a resource to my peers. Another thing happened. I actually started to enjoy what I did each day. And because of that, I fell in love with retail. And because of all of that extra effort that I put into place, I got promoted not once, but again and again and again. So graduates, my challenge to you today is, can you get up every day looking for that extra degree of effort? That extra degree that takes you from hot to boiling to steam to power. Now, my second and final principle I share with you is the principle to be the best you in everything you do. to be the best you in everything you do. Graduates, I grew up in Brownsville, Tennessee, which is a small 3-traffic light town about 80 miles northeast of here. And as an African American, I've worked in environments where no one looked like me. I've worked with colleagues with impressive resumes and very elite backgrounds. And I have to admit that on occasion early in my career, I felt slightly inferior that my credentials just didn't measure up to my colleagues. So what do you do when you perceive that you don't measure up? Well, you try to blend in, and that's what I did. And on occasion, I would think to myself, how can a guy from Brownsville, Tennessee, compete in a corporate environment with colleagues who clerked on the Supreme Court, worked in the White House, studied abroad, or have degrees from Ivy League institutions? So graduates, when I began to feel inferior, I would hear a message in my head repeated to me and my siblings from my father in that small town. He would say to us, no one is better than you, and you are no better than anyone. He would go on to say, when things get tough, remember, nobody can beat you being you. Nobody can beat you being you. In other words, graduates, I challenge you to leverage your unique abilities so you can stand out from your peers, not blend in. That's what I did, and that's what I continue to do. I believe that each person here has unique gifts and talents that are exclusively yours. Whether it's your ethnic background, your gender, how you process information, how you engage people, your resiliency and refusal to lose. Those are your unique talents and gifts that are exclusively yours. I want you to identify these natural gifts, perfect them, and make them part of your daily leadership portfolio. So in closing, graduates, this is your time. You control your destiny, no one else. Whether you choose a life of public service, medicine, the arts, education, business, you have to know that this is your time. You have to see yourself as a sculptor with a smooth stone and a sharp chisel working on a unique piece of art. That unique piece of art is you, it's your career, and it's your background. This is your time. You have to seize this moment. You have to understand that that one extra degree of effort will make all the difference, and no one can beat you being you. I want you to go out, seize the moment, and understand that this is your time. Graduates, congratulations on a wonderful accomplishment. God bless you, make your families proud, and go out and be the best you. Thank you, and go Tigers.
Thank you, Marvin, for your thoughtful comments and a wonderful challenge for today's graduates. It is a pleasure to be able today to award an honorary doctoral degree. The Tennessee Board of Regents has authorized the awarding of honorary degrees on a selective basis. The purpose is threefold: to honor persons whose careers reflect sustained exceptional achievement in some field of scholarship, public service, or other fields of endeavor; to advance the educational mission, goals, and programs of the university; to inspire others in the community to emulate such standards of excellence, integrity, and commitment to serving the public good. A selection committee was established on campus, and the 2004 candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters has been recommended and unanimously approved and endorsed by the President and the Tennessee Board of Regents. President Martin?
Indeed, a very special occasion. As Dr. Rudd indicated, it is very rare when the University of Memphis has awarded an honorary doctorate degree, and never has it awarded two to the same household. But that's getting ready to change momentarily. A number of years ago, our honoree's husband was awarded an honorary doctorate from the University of Memphis, Dr. Rudy E. Scheidt. As a person who I saw at the basketball game this past winter said to me, "Who's that gentleman you were sitting with, the distinguished gentleman?" And I said, "Well, that's Dr. Rudy E. Scheidt." And the person said, "Well, I bet his parents named him after the College of Music at the University of Memphis." I think it might have been the other way around, Rudy. Well, now we honor his life partner, Honey Helen Scheidt, extraordinary leader in this community and this nation. She has served with great distinction and energy and generosity on behalf of many of the major institutions in this community and beyond, focusing on the arts, focusing on education, and focusing on social services and social justice to our neighbors. She has been recognized on many, many occasions, and I won't go through all of those or we would be here all day. She's received the Humanitarian Award from the National Council of Christians and Jews, the Governor's Leadership Award. She has a passion for the University of Memphis, for her family, for the underprivileged, and for the arts. On behalf of the University of Memphis, it is my distinct privilege to present the doctorate to Dr. Honey Scheidt. Step right over here and we'll take your picture and then come with me for just a second.
Well, now that I got dressed, I must say I'm privileged and thrilled to receive this remarkable award, and to think that I have it under two remarkable presidents. I thank President Martin. He has changed this university along with the vision of Dr. Rudd from 19th century thinking to 21st century thinking. He has retained more students. We now will have no student change in the amount that they give to the university to come here. And that is a remarkable thing to say for any university. I am so glad. And now, may I say, who chose you to come to this university and graduate? Was it divine providence? Was it fate? Was it luck? No, you chose yourselves. You may have had help from friends, family, loans, or scholarships, but you chose yourself through hard work, diligence, listening, and caring to graduate, and that is wonderful. But is that all? No. Of course you have more choices. You have jobs, marriage, families, housing, so much, but then success. Is that all? No. One more choice. Would it be your tombstone? No. As President Martin so aptly is an example, it's the choice when you're successful to give back. And I hope you will want to give to this university who's nourished and whose professors have cared for you. But not only is it important to give economically, and I hope you all will, but think creatively with wisdom. And Perhaps you know better ways to retain students or better ways that students can learn. Whatever, please give back to this university. Now, in many of the things I've done, perhaps the most exciting was the Wonder Series of bringing Ramses the Great to this community, of which I work with the Egyptian department to do this, and the Ramses the Great statue is on Central across the street from the university. Why is this important here today? Not only did we have exhibitions from Russia, Catherine the Great, from all over, from Italy, the Vatican, or France, but it changed museums all over the country, from the Metropolitan Museum in New York to small museums, to realize they too could change and could get exhibitions for themselves. Now, how does that relate today? Well, I sat talking to the head of the Egyptian Museum director, Mohammed Salah, and he said, a great exhibition, the Ramses the Great, is coming to Canada. And I dared to say, little old Memphis, can we have it too? And he said yes. And I dare you and myself and everyone in this room, dare to ask for something and dare to give it back to this university. Now, one more thing. President Rudd, our new president, I learned the other night, wants to involve the community more, for us to reach the needs of the community and the community to reach the needs of us. What a wonderful thing. Perhaps I won't have to say anymore, well, nobody knows about us. We're the most hidden jewel in Memphis, will be known. And now, let me say that the most exciting thing may have been working on the Wonder Series and Ramses the Great, but the most rewarding and the thing I care about the most is the professors and administrators at this university who've helped me do anything I wanted at this university and have taught me much. Thank you, Honey Scheit. Whoops, no, Dr. Honey Scheit. Thank you.
Well, it is with great pleasure that I say congratulations, Dr. Scheit. It is now time to recognize each of our graduates. Their names will be read by Dr. Charles Hall, Professor of English, and Dr. Robin Rash, Senior Lecturer, Lambeth Foreign Languages. At this time, I ask our guests to join us in acknowledging the accomplishments of our graduates. We draw your attention to the overhead screen that will allow you to have a close-up view of each of the candidates with President Martin when they come to the stage. The candidates for the doctoral degrees will be presented by Dr. Weddell West, Vice Provost for Graduate Programs and Director of Diversity Initiatives.
President Martin, I present the doctoral candidates for the conferral of the degree. Will the doctoral candidates please rise and remain standing? President Martin, on behalf of the graduate faculty of the university, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred.
Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, upon the certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation and the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the doctoral degree that you have so richly earned and the associated rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto. Congratulations to each of you.
Mary Helen Brigler is receiving the Doctor of Audiology from the School of Communication, Sciences, and Disorders. Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean. Dr. Lisa Lux Mendel, Hooding. Chelsea Kilgore is receiving the Doctor of Audiology from the School of Communication, Sciences, and Disorders. Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean. Dr. Lisa Lux Mendel, Hooding. Catherine A. Lane is receiving the Doctor of Audiology from the School of Communication and Sciences and Disorders. Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean. Dr. Lisa Lux Mendel, Hooding. Caleb McNeese is receiving the Doctor of Audiology from the School of Communication, Sciences, and Disorders. Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean. Dr. Lisa Lux Mendel, Hooding. Elisa D. Veith is receiving the Doctor of Audiology from the School of Communication, Sciences, and Disorders. Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean. Dr. Lisa Lux Mendel, Hooding. Yvonne Griggs Allen is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Larry McNeil, Major Professor. Maria Rubia Fonseca Borges von Gatewood is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Larry McNeil, Major Professor. Laura J. Link is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Larry McNeil, Major Professor. Okay. Yeah, keep me, okay. There we go. Shannon D. Buford is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. See that? Oh, all right. We're out of order. There we go. Laura J. Link is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Larry McNeil, Major Professor. And Shannon. Shannon D. Buford is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Laura B. Casey, Major Professor. Dr. Alfred Hall, assisting in the hooding. Rakow, that's what I said, Rakow, yes. Tarika E. Butler is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Lee Allen, Major Professor. Angela Christopher is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Cliff Mims, Major Professor. Tamora L. Jackson is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean, and Dr. Celia Rousseau Anderson, Major Professor. Junko Tokura Simpson is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Satomi Isumi Taylor, Major Professor. Dr. Celia Rousseau Anderson, assisting in the hooding. Jessica Mitchell is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Rebecca S. Anderson, Major Professor. Christopher Ike Murrah is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Reginald Leon Green, Major Professor. Christopher Andrew Glenn is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean. Dr. Deborah Lowther, Major Professor. Jennifer P. Nelson is receiving the Doctor of Education From the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership, Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean, Dr. Deborah Lowther, Major Professor. Edwina Thomas Washington is receiving the Doctor of Education from the Department of Leadership, Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean, Dr. Mitsunori Misawa, Major Professor. George Garibian Gargani is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy from the Department of Counseling, Educational Psychology, and Research. Dr. Ernest Rakow, Associate Dean, Dr. Douglas G. Stromer, Major Professor. Ashley Cox Parker is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy from the Department of Biomedical Engineering. Dr. Richard Zweigard, Dean, Dr. Warren O. Haggard, Major Professor. James K. Smith is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy from the Department of Biomedical Engineering. Dr. Richard Zweigard, Dean, Dr. Warren O. Haggard, Major Professor. Amanda Page Wenter is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy from the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Dr. Richard Zweigard, Dean, Dr. Jeffrey Marquetta, Major Professor. Eric Kinnaman is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy from the Department of Management. Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean. Dr. Francis Fabian, they're written out, assisting in the hooding. Brian K. Laird is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy from the School of Accountancy. Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean. Dr. Charles D. Bailey, Major Professor. James J. Oakley is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy from the Department of Marketing and Supply Chain Management. Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean. Dr. Alan J. Bush, Major Professor. Iona Sofia Bakurar is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy from the Department of Economics. Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean. Dr. Albert A. Okunade, Major Professor.
At this time, President Martin will confer the graduate degrees. The Dean of the Graduate School and other deans will introduce the candidates. Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean of the School of Communication Sciences and Disorders, will introduce school candidates, followed by Dr. Lisa Kledges, who will introduce the candidates for the School of Public Health. Dr. Mendel?
Candidates for the Master of Arts degree in the School of Communication Sciences and Disorders, please stand. President Martin, on behalf of the faculty of the school, I recommend that the appropriate degree be conferred. Please remain standing.
Candidates for the Master of Public Health and Master of Health Administration, please stand. Remain standing. President Martin, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Public Health, I recommend the appropriate degrees be conferred.
School of Communication Sciences and Disorders and School of Public Health Master's candidates, upon certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all the requirements for graduation and the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the master's or specialist degree that you have so richly earned and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto. Congratulations to each of you.
Please be seated. At this time, President Martin will confer the remaining graduate degrees. Dr. Weddle West will introduce the school's remaining candidates.
Will all the candidates for the specialist and master's degrees please rise and remain standing? All specialist and master's degrees. On behalf of the graduate faculty, of the university. President Martin, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred.
Wow. Masters and specialist candidates, ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, upon certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all the requirements for graduation, and with the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each one of you the degree that you have so richly earned and admit to you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto. Congratulations to each of you.
Please be seated. President Martin, the deans of the colleges and schools of the candidates for the baccalaureate degree will present the undergraduate candidates as printed in the program. As your college is introduced, please rise and remain standing for the conferral of the baccalaureate degree. Dr. Richard Swigert, Dean, Herff College of Engineering.
Will all candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the Herff College of Engineering please rise? President Martin, on behalf of the faculty of the college, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be confirmed. You may be seated.
Dr. Ernest Rako, Associate Dean, College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences.
Will all the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences please rise? President Martin, on behalf of the Dean and the faculty of the college, I recommend the appropriate degree be conferred. You may be seated.
Dr. Lynn Zahn, Dean, Loewenberg School of Nursing.
All the candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the Loewenberg School of Nursing, please rise and remain standing. President Martin, on behalf of the faculty of this school, I recommend appropriate degree be conferred. Please be seated.
Dr. Jasbir Dhaliwal, Associate Dean of the Fogelman College of Business and Economics.
Will all candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the Fogelman College of Business and Economics please rise? President Martin, on behalf of the faculty of the college, I recommend that the appropriate degree be conferred. You may be seated.
All right, let's do it. Will all of the candidates for the baccalaureate degree please rise? All of you. Every candidate for the baccalaureate degree, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class of the undergraduate schools and colleges of the University of Memphis, with the approval of your undergraduate faculty and upon certification by your dean that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and with the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each and every one of you the degree that you have earned and admit to you the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto. Now flip those tassels. Please be seated.
We would now like to recognize 3 of our undergraduate students who have earned a perfect 4.0 grade point average. Please stand when your name is called. Ms. Nagat Ukbar Ruzaman, and Mr. Matthew Winters. They are both receiving the Bachelor of Business Administration degree from the Fogelman College of Business. Let's give them a round. You can be seated. Mr. Thien Ko Fung, please stand. Thien is receiving the Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering from the Herff College of Engineering. Congratulations to you for a wonderful performance. Let's give him a hand. Graduates who have distinguished themselves in their academic work by graduating with honors are listed in the program and can be identified by their honors cords. As I identify each honors group, please stand to be recognized. Gold signifies summa cum laude. Would you please stand? Thank you. You can be seated. Red signifies magna cum laude. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You can be seated. And white signifies cum laude. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You can be seated. I think you can see we have a very large group of high-performing students. Congratulations to you all. Phi Kappa Phi is the University of Memphis' highest all-discipline academic honor society. It represents the top 5% of each college or school on our campus. Would all of the members of Phi Kappa Phi, including the faculty and administration, please rise and be recognized? Thank you. We are pleased to have with us today Ms. Anita Vaughn. Ms. Vaughn is a life member and president of the National Alumni Association Board and CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital for Women. She was named an outstanding alum of the College of Arts and Sciences in 2005. Ms. Vaughn received both her bachelor's and master's from the University of Memphis. Ms. Vaughn brings remarks on behalf of the Alumni Association today. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Vaughn.
Oh, happy day. It's here. Greetings and congratulations from the Alumni Association. You're experiencing your first hours as an alum of the University of Memphis. And with that honor comes responsibility. Responsibility to the university and responsibility to each other as alumni. You now join the ranks of notable alums such as Fred Thompson, actor and former senator, Bernice Donnell, judge for the Federal District Court, Anthony Penny Hardaway, former NBA player and Memphis philanthropist, and Joanne Edwards, author, New York Times bestseller, and Marvin Ellison. With this new badge of distinction, you have a responsibility to speak well of the university and stay connected. The Alumni Association is pleased to present each of you with a complimentary first-year associate membership to the Alumni Association, which will be mailed to you with your diploma. You have more than 70 clubs, chapters, and programs based on academics, geography, and specific interests which you may join. 1 year from today, we're expecting 864 renewals. So enjoy this first year. Because of devoted alumni, our great university will become one of the best metropolitan research institutions of our country. Just as every great city deserves a great university, every great university has a great alumni association. You are our future. You are our alumni. You are True Blue. You are the University of Memphis Alumni Association. Congratulations. Go Tigers.
Thank you, Anita. Each college will now proceed to the stage. The graduate students will precede the undergraduate students by college.
These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the School of Communication Sciences and Disorders. Dr. Maurice I. Mendel, Dean. The following candidates have earned the Master of Arts degree. Mark Baer. Melissa Ann Coyne. April L. Littleton. Stephanie Michelle McMillan. Current I. Scruggs. Brittany J. Smith. Paul Joseph Stephan. Emily Beckham Stevenson. Stephanie L. Voss. Cynthia Claire Waits. Elizabeth Jo Louise Wilson. And these are the graduates who have earned a degree in the School of Public Health. Dr. Lisa Klages, Dean. The following candidates have earned the Master of Health Administration. Andrea Diane Alt. Mona Elise Doggett Wilson. Drew Aaron Eaton. Kendall M. Fleshman. Angela Cook Fox. Thomas Lynn Gray. Michael Tesfaye Halamarjam. Aaron M. Lorenzini. Betty Jan Bratton Monson. Callie D. Overbeck. Benjamin M. Russell. Amber Nicole Sims. Christina Marlene Stout. Amalia Maria Baldes Peña. Jared Danielle White. The following candidates have earned the Master of Public Health. Janelle Elise Guy. True Shah Jivan. Felicia Lachey Malone. Tori Shanique Mason. These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the Herff College of Engineering. Dr. Richard Swiger, Dean. Tien Khoi Nguyen, Student Marshal, Herff College of Engineering, is receiving the Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering. Tien Khoi Nguyen Phung. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science degree. Kartikeya Red Avula. Pramad Kumar Bandari. Siva Jyoti Bandakavi. Matthew Joseph Bledsoe. Manasa Borugula. Arun Kumar Reddy Deansani. Kandakar Mujahidul Islam. Jennifer Marie Jarvis. Oh, sorry. Nikhil Katapali. Nur Mohammad Patwari. Jilmanur Rashid. Midnazmus Saadat. Manasa Sangam. Hengji Su. Antene Melaku Johannes. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering degree. Bradley Allen Bomar. Jordan Hoare. Michael D. Mullins. Tien Nguyen. Monica N. Rawson. Michael Dane Scarce. Grace Marie Waters. Bobby Lee Bell. Gina Morgan Graves. Rena Kim Wynn. Philip Charles Scruggs. Rossman Eric Stecker. Matthew Christopher Thomas. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering degree. Benjamin Taylor. Joseph Clark. Stephanie Nicole Malmi. Jay Shatrira. Jill Claudine Baxter. Hakeem Emmanuel Dent. Joshua Allen Graham. Anderson Marquis Guy. Sebastian Chantel Morris. Ethan Jacob Sanders. Jason Simpson. Patrice Kristen Thomas. Besmir Zinalaku. The following candidates have earned a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering and a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. Zach Taylor Arnold. Brittany Nicole Howell. Daniel Lloyd Schultz. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. George Otieno Mayenga. The Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering degree. James C. Holt III. Michaela Mohop. Derek DeAndre Parker. Thank you. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Engineering Technology degree. Kon Son Lee. Darius Deshawn Hankins. James C. Chambers III. John Francis Dorley. William D. Erickson. Garrett Wilson Feltz. Eric Dion Garrison. Nathaniel Stoddard Gross. Keandria Shanice Harris. Cleophas Hicks Jr. Kevin S. Love. Ollie Price. Spencer Rawi. Patrick Tyrone Russ. Zachary T. Webb. Craig Marcus Wolf. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. Matthew D. Bostick. Kelly Gravlin. Rachel Marie Mashburn. Cody Bateman. Christopher Philip Covington. Runpal Singh Sorensen Daliwa. William Hawkinson. Douglas Scott Williams. Chiu P. Yan. Brandon Buchenthal. Patrick Robert Highland. Joel Martin Beretta. Rick Alexander Dalton. Travis Edward Danis. Alex Daniel Davis. John Francis Santos Flores. Anthony Deshaun Freeman. Fausto Rafael Frias Jr. Harry Glenn Gaines Jr. Thomas Justin Hicks. Micah David Kastner. William Brian Kennan. Zain Pearali Noridin. Joshua Mark Noosh. Julius Ray Phillips. Justin Robbins. Read it all. Mr. Joshua T. Smith, accepted by sister and alumna, Miss Rebecca Maurer and family, Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, posthumously awarded. Micah L. Takao.
These are the graduates for a degree in the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. Dr. Ernest Rayco, Associate Dean. Elizabeth Cynthia Vega, Student Marshal. The following candidates have earned the Education Specialist degree. Michelle Sue Bybee. Frederick L. Jackson. Laura Catherine Mitchell. Nina Twangi Win. Kate Sandbolte Ostrander. The following candidates have earned the Master of Arts in Teaching degree. Charlie Bird Audrey. Amanda Lee Baringer. Dinara Elizabeth Bowers. Tracy Yvonne Brown. Hud Peyton Bard. Julia Margaret Clark. Natalie Louise Davis. Sybil T. Dotson. Christy Dawana Estes. Alexander Finley. Corey Beth France. Katricia May Glass. Jacqueline Nicole Hollins. Ashley Belinda Unianello. James Wesley Johnson. Stacy Elise Jones. Leonard John LaRose. Whitney Denise McCraney. Shalandra Dion Miller, Lindsay N. Moore, Neely Cameron Newell, Blair Ann Norris, Margaret Williams Oliver, Margaret H. Ragland, Cynthia Nicole Savage, Andrew Simmons, Elena D. Smith, Melinda Lee Sturgill, Misty Marie Sweet, Chantel T. Thomas, Allison Michelle Thompson, Casey A. Truax, Mikola M. Turner, Julie Ann Vaughn, Lisa Ann Wallace, Thelma Ann Watkins. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science degree: Katie Elizabeth Baggett, Joshua Davis Bravo, Jill Marie Badenas, Karen Denise Callis, Alonzo Tobias Kennedy Sr., Darnicia Danielle Felix, Keta Star Caricia, Ebony Joy Cobb, Courtney Lynn Collins, A. Elizabeth Crunk, Cassandra Marshall Dowell, Ying Duan, Richard Scott DeBoard, Lawrence Elliott, Lacey Aaron Fitzgerald, Alan M. Flanick, Trent Arlen Gunnels, Angelia Nicole Haltom, Jillian Maria Heinslick, Betty Despain Houston, Wynetia Darshell Hyman, Dina Elise Ingram, Tiffany Chanel Johnson, Manuel Don Lee Jr., Mary Ellen Lee, James Alton Martin III, Julianne Glass McCorkle, Evelyn James McLaurin, Adrian Mendoza, Nancy Caitlin Miller, Lisa B. Mintz, Rachel Watson Mogi, Jordan Elizabeth Monteith, Deirdre Deanne Nelson, Lauren Lee Netzel, Michelle Lauren Netzel, Molly Rachel Okin, Jonga Park, Paradit Prakongpan, Haley Ann Robinson, Anise Robinson, Logan Joseph Rogers, Elizabeth Duke Rushing, Charmaine Sullivan Seago, Samantha I. Slaughter, Glenn Matthew Stamps Jr., Pamela L. Stein, David Steinman, Timothy Whitson Stevens, Emily Grace Templeton, Catrice T. Thomas, Catherine Suzanne Tribal, Jennifer J. Walker, Rhonda L. Williamson. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Education degree. Good. Usundus Ayesh, Janice Arlene Barnes, Chelsea Catherine Brown, Rachel Taylor Clark, Laura A. Dabbs, Shelby Dawn Dotson, Lauren Elizabeth Ellington, Hunter Nelson Hayes, Calvin Martin Henry, Samantha Josephine Constantine, Jessica Marrow, William Thomas Miller, Catherine Grace Morris, Kristen Rast, Jennifer Elizabeth Smith, Kaylee Joanne Willis, Kimberly Grace Yonce, Rachel Aaron Aldrich, Alicia Diane Ayers, Destiny Renee Baker, Shamanique Braxton, Laura Elizabeth Carrigan, Brittany Nicole Childress, Josh Mark Day, Amber Elmore, Veronica Michelle Frederick, James Austin Gross, Prestigia Janae Goger, Jonathan Gutknecht, Bailey Michelle Hansen, Jennifer Eileen Hardison, Rebecca Lauren Harris, Erica Julianne Holmes, Julie Adonna Hudson, Elizabeth Kay, Nicole P. Kinman, Alicia Faye Martin, Frederick Martin, Mallory Aaron Mashborn, Martin Matheny, Katie D. Miller, Brandy Lynn Oliver, Shannon C. Overman, Shelby Ann Peel, Jessica Nicole Putman, Selena L. Ribnick, Eric Michael Seligstein, Lindsay Taylor Sheehan, Jennifer Shin, Erin Jessica Schoaf, Holly Sloan, Mackenzie Grace Smith, Kelsey Stapp, Holly Tackaberry, Trisha Tate, Haley Camille Wallace, Stephanie Cherie Wilson, Stacy Patrice Alston, Zachary Antonelli, Taylor Agnes Brophy, Brittany Nicole Carmichael, Ann King Carrier, Tracy Lee Carter, Grace Cartwright, Madsen Chapman, Amy Diana Cole, Hashim Ali Coleman, Jessica Day, Danielle Catherine Desiman, Melissa Dawn Doles, Alexis Danielle Douglas, Lydia Varanella Edelman Coffey, Chase Estes Gardner, Jacqueline Kathleen Gillespie, Juan Manuel Gomes, Amanda Erin Goodwin, Whitney Blair Gherkin, Sally Renee Harper, Allegra Iranique Holloway, Martinelle Efidi, Lydia Pauline Jefferson, Walter Lee Johnston, Jonathan Lewis Jones, Stephen Ryan Kirkland, Kimberly Crosp, Joshua Matthews Leathers, Mary Alice McPherson, Cheyenne Elizabeth Medlock, Tonika Janae Rochelle Moore, Elizabeth Niedwich, Leanne Otten, Jennifer Laura Penninger, Lisa D. Pennington, Walter R. Clemens III, Spencer Ryan Pope, Samantha Desiree Richard, Ashley Michelle Robinson, Courtney Leanne Rogowski, Samantha Joy Roseberry, Stephanie A. Russell, Lisa Marie Starnes, Jasmine Nicolette Turner, Kent Owen Tyler, Joshua G. Wall, Cy Eric Wallace, Lindsay Renee Wallace, Hannah Kristen Walton, Clayton Robert Williams, Ashley Nicole Wynn, Marilee Wolchek, Johnny Yang, Raquel Latoya Adair, Candice Renee Adams, Brandy Lee Applin, Laurentia Clarissa Armstrong, Peter Joseph Armstrong, Zen Atija, Alicia Michelle Bacchus, Chelsea Elizabeth Barton, Nefertiti Nika Beckett, Rachel Mitchell Brock, Haley Elizabeth Brasher, Jessica Dawn Brooks, Terrence M. Brownlee, Philip Michael Brunson, Beverly Lynn Cannon, Jonathan David Carter, Azaru April Chambers, Alexandra Neal Chase, Lee Renee Childers, Stephanie Marie Claiborne, Nicole Antoinette Cobb, Danielle Aisha Cole, Terenda Yvette Coleman, Tony Elise Crawford, Austin Wade Crenshaw, Jessica Nicole Cruz, Alexis Nicole Daly, Tiffany Davis, Aheron DeWilson Dixon, Lavisa Johnson Dotson, John Edward Driver, Jacqueline D. Elam, Aaron Hunt Faulkner, Cecil Patrick Franklin, Jackie Lee French, Parika Keshara French, Brittany Gangwish, Zachary Luke Gilliam, Christina Graves, Christy M. Griffin, Antoinette S. Hall, Stephanie Marie Hall, Peggy Joyce Haynes, Hannah Hendon, Julian D. Henson, Michael Stephen Hicks, Thomas R. Hornsney, Sherilyn Trinice Howell, Sarah Ann Jeffrey, Lakita Shane Jennings, Brandy Jones, Hashim Akil Jones, Melvin Lamar Jones, Quinton Maurice Jones, Ruby Marie Jones, Sarah Brooke King, Veronica M. Kinnan, Jennifer Ann Kisner, Kia Lasley, Kirsten Launer, Patricia Lynn Lawrence, Long-Aged Lay, Nidra M. Lewis, Jasmine Nicole Little, Desmond Marcel Looney, Brittany Nicole Lyons, Gabrielle S. Macklin, Waverly Lauren Maddox, Janisa Lachey Martin, Carlos Rizes Matthews, Alina Jo McGregor, Ashley M. Mechanis, Carmen Alexis Merritt, Simone Andrea Merritt, Catherine Meyer, Megan Elizabeth Michalchuk, Carrie M. Mills, Julia E. Moore, Michael Stephen Muchmore, Lester J. Narcisse Jr., Rian Leo Bannon, Amber Overzet, Anthony Nicholas Pappas, Demario Donrell Patterson, Kristen Payne, Danielle Lee Peeler, Whitney Brooke Pendergrass, Ethan F. Purser, Adrielle N. Pratcher, Carol Danielle Pritchett, Tanya Yvette Raglan, Christian Wade Schutz, Veronica B. Sesson, Darrell Keith Shack Jr., Courtney Elizabeth Sheldon, Lisa C. Sheldon, Hillary Lachey Simpson, William Harold Simpson, Mercedes Racine Smith, Jessica Lachey Swinger, Valerie A. Sykes, Heather Huffman Taylor, Takara Lachey Taylor, Casey Thompson, Robert Andrew Thorne, Lacey Throne, Derica Ashley Tillman, Tina Allison Vallon, David Overall Wallace, Teresa Christine Rotskins, Sylvia Westbrooks, Andrea Renee Williams, Anthony Stephen Williams, Melissa A. Williams, Nicole Williams, Tamika Nichelle Williams, Wesley Warner Williams, April Dawn Woods, Eric Marquez White, Kevin Wright Jr., Jordan Nicole Rotten, Sarah Marie Wiley, Miss Janice Marie Washington, accepted by son Roderick Washington, Master of Arts in Teaching degree, posthumously awarded. These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the Loewenberg School of Nursing, Dr. Lynn John Dean. Demetria Lachelle Eldrith, Student Marshal. The following students have earned the Master of Science in Nursing degree. Tarika Adams, Jamie Francesca Aldridge, Nassim Dilip Ali, Wanda Renee Beaver, Amanda Beth Burke, Kevin Gerard Hollinger, Vanessa Jefferson, Sarah Jane Madasu, April Agale McKinney, Veronica Morris, Katrina Cummings Myers, Katrina Rochelle Pollard, Karen Desiree Spellings, Jennifer Faverty, Deanie E. Wade-Smith, Candice Monique Walker. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree. Elizabeth Hughes Bralier, Charlotte Augusta Jur, Jenny Lee Stanford, Christina Eileen Warren, Joanna Willett, Desiree Andello, Rihanna Essen, Jennifer Lynn Hendrickson, Andrea Hunt, Maggie Sue Little, Christy Binlong, Brooke Page, Mary Griffin Tate, Sitra Abdulin Yonis, Kayla Botach, Amber Ann Bourne, Melanie Erin Crosno, Mallory Brooke Denton, Jordan Sarah Gentry, Kayla Renee Grace, Kelly White Hannah, Amy Elizabeth Kalkbrenner, Michelle A. Lakes, Lauren Heather McMurray, Megan Christina Abad Menzel, Brooke Elise Neal, Millicent Odira, Iman A. Selman, Whitney Alicia Smith, Claudia M. Twardzik, Jade Vo, Kelby Nicole Billings, Melissa Diane Bowen, Bria Tamise Bowers, Christina Michelle Brown, Allison Catherine Edge, Kamari Fleming, Felicia Rochelle Gray, Noor M. Haddad, Jennifer Susan Hicks, Allie Michelle Hunt, Malia Brooke Irvine, Christy Laird LaRose, Katie Nicole Metaxas, Jessie Marie Moffett, Miriam Abdulaziz Muhammad, Tanisha Lachey Oliver, Rebecca Ann Pearson, Hannah Brooke Perkins, Brittany Camille Richardson, Nandia Thierry Taylor, Cecilia Marcel Smith, Alex Taylor Stanfield, Ashley Lauren Thompson, Amanda W. Thornton, Mary Catherine Terzil, Chelsea Marie Turnipseed, Tammy Gathings, Ashley A. Hickman, Michael R. Moore Jr., Eroda T. Mkharvadva. These are the graduates who earned a degree in the Fogelman College of Business and Economics. Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean. The following candidates have earned the customer-driven Master of Business Administration degree. Simran Sorensen Daliwal, Jason David Fairless, Joseph Fox, Zachary Edward Harrison, Joshua Michael Holman, Brad Michael Curley, Dr. John Patrick Lyons, Oliva Janelle Thomas. The following candidates have earned the International Masters of Business Administration degree. Harshin Gill, Anant Kishore Gupta, David Scott Kennedy, Andrew McGraw, Nilakantha Mishra, Shukandrikria T. Smith, Laura Christina Terranova, Tianjandwo, Jessica Lee Feldman, Xian Wang. The following candidates have earned the Master of Arts degree in Economics. Jacob B. Howard, Danielle Caleb Mangrum. The following candidates have earned the Master of Business Administration degree. Jonathan D. Bailey, Riga Chantel Barnes, Stanley Allen Barry, Kendall Louise Blue, Laura L. Boswell, Michael Dwayne Boyd, Lyndon Elaine Bradshaw, Natosha U. Brunner, Byungkook Choi, Keith E. Krotzer, Gail Hagenhoff Crouch, Adam Quincy Davis, Patrick Keene Fitzgerald, Galen Sean Gower, Jacob Kevin Hargrove, Stephen Lance Hunter, Joe Shannon Jackson, Brian William Lukey, Wayne Michael Majuri Jr., Elizabeth Teresa McIntyre, Courtney McKibben, Bruce Marlowe Medler, Jonathan Adam Mikalig, Carly Marguerite Morris, Justin Morris, Joshua D. Murphy, James Spencer Pittman, Rosina Janae Pitts Murdoch, Vanit Singh, Holly Jean Stanford, Caitlin Dale Walter, Thomas J. White, Brian Keith Wilcox. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science degree: Venkata Krishna Alluri, Chani Yung Avansi, Chiquita Danielle Brody, Vachirdar Reddy Budidar, Nathaniel Mitchell Coleman, Kayla Michelle French, Lakshmi Sal Sunil Gedam, Sarat Mahavratar Yajula, Srikant Jasti, Mahalakshmima Sahita Katamar Raju, Lakshmi Sati Kilaru, Anusha Guruganti, Rachel E. Lehman, Karushala Manasa, Brittany K. McWilliams, Gretchen Marie Reich, Brittany Shea Russell, Michael Patrick Schaefer, Amelia Depti Tamanan, Lori A. Whiteside, Jaslyn A. Wright, Nirhat Akbar Ruziman, Student Marshal. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Business Administration degree: Matthew Winter, Student Marshal, Grace Anderson, Tammy Lynn Barham, Justin Troy Bolton, Alana Carpenter, Victoria Pfeiffer, Benjamin Edward Gardner, Lucas Hooper, Kimberly Shantae Jones, Sean Naughton, Hong Mai, Han Ding Win, Megan Lee Pollard, Rachel Christine Prince, Cindy Jo Sage, Daniel Shaw, Sarah Jordan Wilkinson, Joshua Williams, Darlene Yvonne Woodson, Candy Marie Allen, Darnice Latrice Beasley, Stephen Carter, Richard Adam Casey, Tevin M. Chapman, Jonathan Alexis Delgado, Taylor Fleming Dodd, Claire Danielle Guerin, Alexander Neil Jinks, Rachel Halliburton Limonas, Mason Lindsay, Elizabeth Laura Long, Jonathan James Lovelace, Alexis Alicia Merriweather, Kevin Umeresh Patel, Raveen Denis Patton, Rachel Elizabeth Pfeiffer, Rebecca Ann Pfeiffer, Andrew John Pitts, Nicole A. Smith, William Andra Steele IV, James Andrew Sutton, Angela Malagrito Trillo, Parker Adam Van Blaricom, Ciara Nichelle Wells, James Lewis White, Stephen Kyle Alexander, Reuben Lloyd Ballard, Shirley Ann Bell, Marcus James Bowles, Kelly Boston, Joshua David Bratcher, Teresa Bullock, Matthew Peyton Buxton, James Thomas Clayton, Ebony L. Coleman, Samba Coulibaly, Cara Davis, Matthew Thomas Duty, Megan C. Gebhardt, Elizabeth Grace Glenn, Paul Edward Griffin, Dinesa Lynn Harley, Jeanette Marie Hatcher, Joshua Danielle Hildebrand, Christy Holloway, Connor Patrick Hurley, Samantha Lee Jackson, Cole Johnson, Danielle Corson Johnston, Zachary Liley, Carrie Diane McGee, Jasmine K. Meeks, Gail Morgan, Arnold Nijoso, Julian Roll Purifoy, Anthony J. Rhodes, Jasmine Sales, David Adam Sanders, Rachel Elizabeth C., Ronald Perry South, Laura Taldy, Riley E. Tooth, Kelly Marguerite Turner, Aaron Villadant, Justin Dale Wharf, Evan Jamel Weddington, Chikari Patrice Williamson, Devin Alexander, Ezzedine Awafani, Carla Ann Anderson, Morgan Lee Arthur, Ian Stephen Austin, Kimberly Renee Avant, Adubali Diao Balde, Lauren A. Banks, Valerie D. Banks, Hillary Ann Barwick, Lily Belay, Cedric D. Bell, Stephen Joseph Biggs, Bobby Steele Billings, Austin Lee Billups, Ashton A. Blake, Norman Lee Blake Jr., Paige Nicole Blanchard, Amanda Lee Bolton, Jesse Montel Booker, Marcy Renee Bowen Miles, Kimberlyn Charisse Brown, Kaylee Elizabeth Burleson, Mitchell Allen Cargile, Mitchell Carpenter Jr., Brandy F. Carter, Joanna C. Casabona, Jessica Karina Cervero, Brant Drummond Chamblin, Carrie Annie Connor, Kayla Deanne Cook, Darian Jarrell Cooper, Tana Cuppy, Danielle Deljoris Davis, Erica Alexandria Davis, Leela Ann Davis, Helen Lucille Dean, Seth Dodrill, Garrison Paul Ebley, Elliot D. Felsenthal, David Hunter Fields, Cecily Sims Freeman, Lindsay Aaron Freeman, Rachel Elizabeth Fuller, Mingao, Marvin Garcia, Yolanda R. Gatewood, Gabriela Gonzalez, Logan James Grimm, Charlie E. Harrell, Jeremy L. Harris, Morgan Ashley Harris, Princess M. Harris, Jocelyn Dalise Harsley, Zachary Montgomery Harvey, Brandon Alexander Hayes, Jesse Paul Henderson, Daniel Robert Herbsmeyer, Jericho Heron, India Hill, Jordan Michelle Huckaday, Eric Thomas Ingram, Ambernique Lysiam Johnson, Brandy Nicole Johnson, Talana L. Johnson, Rakisha L. Joyner, Adrian Renee Jones, Carmela Danielle Jones, Patrick L. Jordan, Ellen Robbins Kennan, Donald Jamel Kirkland, Sheila Marie Kovach, Joseph Alexander Kupiszewski, Jonathan Patrick Lewis, Feng Peng Li, Haley Marie Long, Tierney Marshall Marshall, Yonster L. Marshall, Jasmine Martin, Nicholas M. Matlock, Chastity Mays McCrae, Stephanie Lee Phillips McGavick, Michael D. McGee, Charles Sessions Meek, Carl Christian Misselis, Catherine E. Morris, Joey Morton Dupree, Kayla Dawn Murphy, David Michael Newman II, Reginald Eugene Norfleet Jr., Stephen Opong, Rians C.J. Ostrander, John Michael Parton, Chui Trem Fan, Jorge Pisano, Wes Price, Lamika Nicole Ryford, Shelby Lauren Raymond, Stephen Danielle Reed, Tamar Alexandra Rihai, Garisha Lachey Robertson, John Ruff III, Matthew Thomas Russell, Brandy Denise Salisbury, Sandra Denise Scott, Michael Schau, Robert Kai Shelton, Kiranveer K. Singh, Daryl Dwayne Smith II, Hildred Jeanette Starks, Lucille Hall Starks, Marcus Dwayne Taker, Lazarus Rashun Thompson, Latanisha T. Tidwell, Sydney Britton Tomes, Joshua Lee from Bookman, Kimberly L. Waddle, Andrew David Walkley, Tamika L. Ware, Ashley Carmel Washington, Kendra Shepard Welter, Carlton J. Wilkerson, Bertram Williams Jr., Claude Undra Williams Jr., Travis Lamar Willis, Michael Reed Winters, James Hunter Wood, Ricky Wayne Youngblood, Kenneth Clayton Younts. Everybody? Is that everybody? Thank you so much for making the timing. That really helped. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. How about that? How about that? Wow. Couple more quick things, couple more. To the graduates, there are people here from the faculty and staff of this university who made a career decision to go into their profession so they could be there for you and people like you. Will you share with the faculty and the staff of this school your appreciation for their support while you were at the University of Memphis? There's one more group of people we want to recognize. If you are here today because someone you care deeply about, are related to, love, have helped, supported, and encouraged along the way is graduating, would you please stand so we can tell you how much we appreciate your support? One final thing. Before we sing the alma mater, everyone who is part of the University of Memphis family has to perfect the Go Tigers cheer, because when we gather in this building, we rock the building. So one more time, let's rock the FedEx Forum on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Tigers! Our alma mater. Congratulations, everybody.
Stand firm, O alma mater, through all the years to come. In days of youth and beauty, thy halls have been our home. In time of preparation, great lessons didst thou teach.